Welcome back to Famous People, English Stories, Audiobook in Minutes. So, let me ask you something. Do you ever feel like you're drowning in a sea of English learning apps, videos, and books, but you're just not making any real progress? It's like you have all the puzzle pieces, but absolutely no idea how to put them together.
Yeah, that feeling is incredibly common. The road to fluency can feel really chaotic, totally unstructured, and it leaves you wondering, am I even doing this right? You might do a little bit of reading here, maybe some listening over there, but without a real system, it's so easy to feel completely and utterly stuck.
But what if I told you there was a clear, simple, and super effective blueprint to follow? Well, today we're going to break down an amazing 5-day plan from the expert English teacher Bob the Canadian. Now, this isn't just a bunch of random tips. Nope. This is a structured system designed to build every single one of your skills day by day. Okay, let's dive right in.
So, before we jump into the day-by-day schedule, we've got to get our tools ready. And the great thing about this plan, really, is how simple it is. You don't need any expensive software or a whole library full of books to get started. Here's literally everything you're going to need. First, just 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. And hey, if you've only got 30 minutes, that's fine too. Just make sure you focus it on that day's main activity. Next, something super simple. A notebook and a pen. That's for all your vocabulary and writing practice. Then, the fun part. You get to choose one English book, one song, and one TV show that you are genuinely interested in. And finally, of course, an internet connection, which I know you have. And that's it. You're all set?
All right, so how does this plan actually work? Well, we kick off the week with a really clear focus. Monday is all about one thing and one thing only: reading. This is how we're going to build a solid foundation of comprehension and expose you to all sorts of new words and sentence structures in a totally natural way.
For the main chunk of your hour, say 30 to 40 minutes, you're going to tackle 3 different reading tasks. First, start with one chapter from that book you chose. Then switch it up and read some current events on a news app or website in English. And finally, and this is such a fantastic tip, you're going to head over to Simple Wikipedia. It's a version of the site written in much clearer, simpler language, which is just perfect for learners.
Okay, but what if the book you chose is, well, a little too hard? Don't worry, don't get discouraged. Bob the Canadian shares this absolutely brilliant strategy. If you can get a copy of the book in your own native language, try alternating chapters. This little trick lets you actually enjoy the story and understand what's happening without constantly having to stop and look up words. It is a total game changer for building your confidence.
Now, here is a really crucial part of this whole method. Even though it's a reading-focused day, you are not going to neglect your other skills. With the rest of your time, you'll integrate everything. You'll practice speaking by reading a few pages out loud. You'll practice writing by just copying a few interesting sentences into your notebook. You can even see if you can find an audiobook version to practice your listening. And all the while, you're going to be writing down every single new vocabulary word you find.
Okay, so you've built that solid reading foundation on Monday. For the next 2 days, we're going to dedicate our time to building 2 more core skills from the ground up: writing and listening.
We're tackling these skills on separate days to give them our full, undivided attention. Tuesday is going to be your day to become a better writer. Getting those thoughts out of your head and onto the page. Then, on Wednesday, you're going to switch gears completely and just immerse yourself in the sounds of English. This super focused approach is what makes the plan so powerful.
So on Tuesday, you're going to get practical. You'll write about what you did yesterday to practice the past tense, and then write about your plans for tomorrow to practice the future tense. You'll also engage with the online community by leaving a few comments on some English YouTube videos. It's a great way to have these small, real interactions. And then you'll circle back to your book by writing a short summary and sharing your opinions on it. Wednesday. Wednesday might just be your new favorite day. This is all about listening, and it's designed to be really fun. You get to watch an episode of that TV show you picked, listen to your song on repeat a few times, find a couple of interesting YouTube videos to watch, and if you have it, listen to a chapter of your audiobook. It's just pure immersion, and trust me, it's incredibly effective for training your ear.
All right, so you spent the first 3 days building up your skills. Now it's time to actually activate all that knowledge. Thursday and Friday are all about putting your English into active use and really cementing everything you've learned so far.
The focus here really shifts in a big way. Thursday is dedicated to what for many people is the most intimidating skill, speaking. Then, on Friday, we consolidate all those new words you've been collecting all week, moving them from just being in your notebook to being in your long-term memory.
Now for speaking practice, the absolute best method is to actually speak with someone. Hiring a tutor for just a 30-minute conversation on a platform like Preply, Cambly, or italki is an incredible investment, and you already have stuff to talk about, your book and your TV show. Now, if a tutor isn't an option, just talk out loud to yourself, narrate what you're doing. And here's a great pro tip. Try to mimic the actors from your TV show. It's an amazing way to practice your pronunciation and intonation.
You know, there's some really powerful psychology behind this advice. Scheduling a weekly call with a tutor does so much more than just give you speaking practice. It creates accountability. This just shows how a tiny bit of external pressure can be a huge motivator to keep you focused and studying hard from Monday all the way through Wednesday.
And we end the week with vocabulary. By now, your notebook should be filling up with new words from all your reading, listening, and writing. The process to learn them is simple, but it's really powerful. First, just read over your entire list. Second, say each word out loud. Third, actively use each word by creating a new sentence with it. And finally, use a tool like Quizlet or even old-school flashcards to drill them until they're stuck in your brain.
So, you've just completed a really intense, focused week of learning English. What happens now? Well, the weekend isn't just about stopping. It's about preparing yourself for the next cycle of success.
And you have two excellent options here. Option 1 is to prepare. So if you finished your book or the TV series, use the weekend to find your new material for the upcoming week. This just makes sure you can hit the ground running on Monday morning. Option 2 is equally important: rest. Seriously, sometimes the best thing you can do for your learning is to take a complete break. It refreshes your mind and helps prevent burnout.
You know, if you only take one single thing away from this entire plan, please let it be this. The magic isn't in any one activity, it's in the structure and, most importantly, the consistency. Just showing up for 1 hour, 5 days a week, with a clear focus each day, that is what will ultimately get you to fluency.
The plan is all laid out for you. The path is clear. The only thing left to do is to take that very first step. So, your journey begins right now with one simple choice. What book are you going to pick for your first week?